Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Xbox On. Now, one of my favorite things is going back and playing some of my favorite classic games on Xbox.
Which is why Back Compat is so good, because it allows you to play some awesome 360 games on your Xbox One. And we've got a bunch to show you now.
First up, we've got Ubisoft's Squad Shooter, and it's a game that presents the sort of challenge you don't really get anymore. You play the leader of a specialized military unit who storm into battle with the most cutting-edge weapons and equipment available, although because Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter came out in 2006, the distant future that the game takes place in is actually 2013, and one of the technological advancements is FaceTime. In the game, it goes by the name Integrated Warfighter System, and it's a way for you to see and direct your squad remotely. You can give them orders to go and flank a target around the back or set up a sneaky little ambush. And these are strategies that you really need to use because the enemies will give you a proper challenge. Another of Ghost Recon's futuristic weapons is the prototype XM8 rifle, which was actually in the testing stage of the US military during the game's development. But this has since been cancelled, so it's a real collector's item.
If you want all your precious Assassin's Creed games all in one Xbox One shaped place, then Assassin's Creed Liberation HD has joined the Back Compat party. Now, for those who aren't really aware of what Liberation is, it was released back in 2014 and links up with Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, as it ties in with the Americas collection. I'll set the scene for you. The year 1756, and as the American Revolution is growing ever closer, Spanish forces plan to take control of Louisiana. That's where you come in, taking the role of the first female Assassin's Creed protagonist. Now, excuse me if I butcher the pronunciation of her name, but Aveline de Grandpré is a badass assassin who shouldn't be messed with. In true Assassin's Creed style, the game has some pretty awesome locations, like the crowded streets of New Orleans and the ancient Mayan ruins. Unlike the Chronicle series, Liberation sticks to the open world gameplay from the main series, whilst this HD edition delivers great improvements to graphics and new missions to do with Aveline's backstory. AC fans should definitely check this out.
Next up is the latest Call of Duty to come to Back Compat on our Xbox Ones, and in my opinion is also one of the best Call of Duty multiplayer experiences, along with an epic finale to the Modern Warfare campaign storyline, which you have to play because who doesn't love Captain Price? And as I said, multiplayer is one of the best in the Call of Duty franchise, with a range of different kill streaks for you to earn, from support and assault streaks to the all-unique specialist, which allowed you to become a super soldier with every single perk in the game once you manage to rack up a 7 kill streak. So if you're a fan of first-person shooters, this is a must-play, and I challenge you to try and get a Moab in multiplayer, which is a 25 gun streak. Good luck.
Overlord is a fantasy game where you are the Overlord, ruling over hordes of gross gremlin minions and laughing manically at all those who dare oppose you. Okay, I added in that last bit, but how else could you be an Overlord? You've got to put some drama in there. You'll have to defeat 7 corrupt ruling heroes to conquer back your land and rule over all its inhabitants. The cool thing about Overlord is that it does have a morale system, but instead of good or bad, you can be evil or really evil. That's right, all you goody two-shoes out there can jog on. Overlord 2 follows on from these events as you rise to power, opposing a Roman-styled military called the Glorious Empire. There won't be anything glorious about your face after I'm finished with it. That's the kind of stuff you'll be shouting out when you're an evil Overlord, by the way. Get out all your rage you have pent up with this third-person, real-time strategy.
Because evil always finds a way.
The 2007 remake of the classic 90s football game comes to Xbox One, and if you're the type of person who finds FIFA all a bit confusing with its huge array of controls and moves, this is the perfect sports game for you. It's a fun and fast-paced arcade experience, from the time when all a footy game needed was a pitch, a goal at either end, 22 players and a ball. You won't find corner flag physics or real-time sweat build-up here, but what you will find is something that boils down the beautiful game to its nuggety football core. A core full of mazy dribbles, intricate passing link-ups, and ludicrous long-range shots that manage to nestle themselves in the top corner. There are injuries, penalties, but positively 0 offsides, which I think we can all agree is the one bit holding the sport back from getting popular. If you want a quick friendly with your mate, you can pick from domestic teams, internationals, or even custom clubs. But there's also a fully fledged career mode where you manage a team over seasons in an attempt to be crowned the most sensible soccer player in all of the world. The best touch is this cool little feature that lets you switch graphics on the fly from the lovely HD visuals to retro 90s visuals, just as the gaming gods intended. And by gaming gods, I mean Codemasters. Anyway, give this a go for an arcade alternative to today's footy titles.
Let's head back before Saints Row became the most ridiculous series ever. I mean, let's not even talk about some of the weapon choices available in those games. The original Saints Row was actually a much tamer affair, still focusing on the Saints gang, but with less superpowers, and you're not the president or anything. The original was more about gang war and keeping the city of Stillwater under control. The game actually has a pretty decent storyline, focusing on corruption and deceit within the city. This is one of those classic open world games, offering a multitude of different stories and side quests to keep you occupied for hours upon hours. Whilst it may be a little less colourful than recent entries into the series, it's great to see this classic join the back compat family.
With Battlefield 5 just around the corner, now is the perfect time to go back where it all began with Battlefield 1943. You have everything that you would expect: tanks, planes, intense on-the-ground combat, with the game that made us fall in love with the Battlefield franchise. And you also have to give the air superiority mode a try, as its all-out plane combat is epic. You start off on an aircraft carrier and go head-to-head with the other team, dogfighting around rock formations, which is pretty damn cool. And as I said, with Battlefield 5 around the corner, which is also based around World War II, it's the perfect opportunity to familiarize yourself with, once again, the World War era. So I would definitely recommend giving it a go on your Xbox One thanks to back compat.
There was Grand Theft Auto, there was Red Dead Redemption, there was Bully. Turns out there was also a whole bunch of table tennis from that clever lot at Rockstar too. Unsurprisingly, when this game was announced, it led to a lot of confusion. I mean, it's not exactly Rockstar style, is it? Turned out this confusion was unnecessary though, as the game got pretty good reviews, praised for the fact it was nice and simple, you keep wanting to go back and play more, plus the visuals were pretty decent for the time. So table tennis is pretty self-explanatory, but what makes Rockstar's version good is the skill needed to come out on top. It's all about using the right amount of spin and curve to fool your opponent. You can also charge your shots before entering into a focused state where your shots are faster and more accurate. You basically go Super Saiyan, but in table tennis form. This is a pretty easy game to pick up and play, and it's now available to give your friends a thrashing with on the Xbox One. From intense table tennis action to one of the best Grand Theft Auto games ever made, it's Rockstar's classic GTA San Andreas. A lot of gamers out there will consider this their first big leap into the world of Grand Theft Auto. It had fleshed out, believable characters, plenty of interesting little touches like gaining weight if you ate too much junk food and getting lean if you worked out, and you can finally swim and climb, and most of the loading screens were gone. It really was the point that Grand Theft Auto stepped up its game. Step into the shoes of CJ and head to Los Santos, San Fierro and San Venturas, doing every little side mission that takes your fancy before you suddenly found you played 100 hours and forgot to eat for 2 days. This may be an oldie, but it sure is a goodie, and it's pretty cheap to pick up on the Xbox One store too. Have a proper gaming nostalgia sesh and head back to 2004. Now those were the days.
So there we have it, some Xbox 360 classics that you can now play on your Xbox One. Make sure to let us know which ones you're going to play down in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new.
And make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!